What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Good morning. How in the heck are you? Put a poll out there today. Put a poll out there. See how everybody's feeling. Bullish or bearish. We got some people feeling bearish. How many people are feeling bearish this morning? How many people are feeling bearish this morning? 31%. 31% of people feeling bearish. Well, this is what I have to say if you are feeling bearish today, guys.
Stop being a girly man and work out.
Stop being a girly man. Do it. All right, let's get into the chat a little bit. Man, this cough just won't go away. Okay, let's get into it here. There she is, right off the hop. Gamma Goddess in the house. Let's get this money. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big Kev, what's up, man? Hit the likes on your way in. Can you look at the white paper for access protocol? Can I look at the white paper? I can't read an entire white paper on a live stream, Kev. You're going to have to clarify your question, brother. Clarify your question for me. What is it you want to know about the white paper? Going over a white paper is not a couple of seconds thing. Sorry, this cough, guys. Ramona, good evening, everyone. Hit the like and subscribe. Absolutely. We're going to do our Zoom call today, Ramona. You and me, we're going to have a chat, little talky talk. Chappie, what's up? Can you do TA on Yo Mama? Yo Mama. Is that an actual coin, or are you saying my mama? What is that on? Have a liquidity chart. I need to be able to find the no, I'm getting here's what I would say, Chappie. Here's what I would say. Have a look at this. You cannot do technical analysis on a project that launched yesterday, right? There's no history. There's no chart history to do any technical analysis on. I go to the 4-hour, but like even the 4-hour, this didn't even launch yesterday. It looks like it launched today. Oh, maybe last night, right? So here's the thing, guys, for future reference. If you want you cannot do technical analysis on a project with no history on the charts. The biggest part of technical analysis is history of chart action, right? And there isn't any here. There's no history for chart action. So I mean, you need a while. This is the 4-hour chart. If I go to the daily, look at the history here on the daily time frame. It looks like you might have found a local bottom, but yeah. I wish I could, Chappie. I wish I could help you here, brother. Unfortunately, there's just no history here to know where it's going to go. I can look at the fundamentals for you, and I can't even do that on here. Let me go to CoinMarketCap. See what I can find there. Yo Mama. That's the 1-hour chart. Yeah, you go to the daily and there's nothing. There's no history. I wish I could help you on that, man. I'm sorry, Chappie. There's not enough history here for me to know anything about what's going to happen. It looks like it's found a bottom. It might be a good DCA opportunity. That's on the 4-hour. That's about all I can really tell you. Fridge. That's it. I've decided to quit my job, pull out my 401k, and put it all in Fartcoin. Morning, Rob. Blessings to you and community. My guy finally gets on board with me, right? Absolutely, yes. Let's go all in on Fartcoin. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Don't go all in on Fartcoin. Not financial advice. All right, what do we have in the chat? Let's get it going here, guys. You guys are busy chatting today. Holy smokes. It's a good day to have a good day. How the hell are you guys? Anyways, Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day. Check out Bitcoin, guys. Check it out. We are back above the 100-day moving average. We wicked all the way down here. Look at that buying pressure. Look at the bulls stepping in and saying, don't be an economic ghouliman. That's what they're saying. They're scooping it up, guys. We are above the 100-day. Can we close above the 100-day? That's what we want to see. We want to get above this resistance level here at 112,500. So that's our range right now. We need to close above the 100-day, sitting at $111,634. And we need to that's worst case, but we need to get break above resistance ahead of us at $112,536. So that's what we need to be paying attention to on Bitcoin as of today. Let's go look over at Ethereum. $4,610 on ETH, holding above support. We broke above resistance last night at 45.89, and we closed above there, which is super fantastic. So that's good. Next resistance, the key here, stay above support now at 45.89. Break above 47.44. That's our next goal. Chavi, sorry I had no clue that it was actually a coin. And what a cool. Oh, you were messing with me. My guy. My guy. Oh, well. Worked out for the best. Worked out for the best. Apparently, it's a coin that launched a couple days ago. So there you go. Right? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. How about that? What a coincidence that is. That it just happened to launch like yesterday or something. That is hilarious. Crypto JPEG, what's going on, man? H Barbarina in the house. I bought some of the dip. Wasn't much, but it feels good. That's what she said. Thoughts on tokenomics for access protocols. Okay. That's a little bit more. I understand, my brother. I understand. Access protocol, tokenomics. Let's look at it, man. Let's look at it together. We a team, man. We a team. Let's have a looky-loo. All right, so looking at the chart, don't let the chart dismay you because this project launched in a bear market. That's why it looks the way that it does. Ooh, man, tokenomics do not look good on this. However, there is a caveat. What we teach you over on the Patreon is what you want to know is how many tokens are they planning on unlocking in the next, I don't know, let's say four months. Let's find out, okay? Let's find out. All right, let's see what the token unlock looks like. Probably over the next 4 months, it looks like they're probably going to release about over the next 12 months, they're going to release 7.5% of the supply. So that's not bad. Right? So you know that the tokenomics are not bad given the time frame that you would be holding the token, because you don't care what the token unlock schedule is going to be like after you sell, right? So the time frame is only relevant to when you'll be holding the coin in terms of the token unlock. So they will be releasing less than 7.5% of the supply over the next 4 months that you would likely be holding it. So that's a good thing. So the tokenomics, despite the fact that they look awful, they're actually pretty good. It's on Solana, which is good. SocialFi. I'm not big on SocialFi projects, though. All-time high 2 years ago, 2 cents. Okay, yeah, it'll break 2 cents for sure, in my opinion. You got the liquidity. You've got Coinbase, you've got Bybit, Gate.io, BitHub, Bitmart, KuCoin, Crypto.com, LCX, Upbit, and so many more. So yeah, it'll smash its all-time high for sure, in my opinion. So yeah, but it looks good, brother. It looks good. Exit Flip, what's your opinion on tokens that exploded in the 2022-2024 bear market? Could they repeat this cycle without? Yes, they can, because most of the projects that exploded in 2022 in this last bear market are projects that just launched in this bear market, which means they've never seen a bull run before. So yes, those coins will likely go into price discovery mode, most likely, right? They will break into new all-time highs, in my opinion. So, yeah. All right, let's get back into the chat a little bit. Just a little bit. Ty, good to see you, man. Perez, what's going on? Happy hump day, peeps. Super fantastic. Blessings, John. Good to see you. Motivation Daily. Bullish as always. Let's get it. Like, subscribe, and join the Patreon. How you feeling today, Mr. Rob? You know what? I'm feeling blessed. I am feeling blessed, okay? Feeling good in the hood. It's a good day to have a good day, like I said, guys. Morning, Robin fam. Quentin's in the house. Braveheart, what's going on? William, good to see you. Brian is here. Good to see you, brother. Colton, Rob, now that alt season is pushing further back, does that increase the likelihood of Jasmine? No, it does not. Guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe on the way in. We got 205 people watching right now. We got 66 likes. Let's get to 100, guys. You can do it. Put your back into it. Wondering if there's a program that tracks your entire portfolio, including dollar cost averaging, access all across all exchanges. Yeah, you can use something like Delta. There's an app for a portfolio tracker called Delta. There's also another one. CoinStats? I think CoinStats is another one. But Delta, I think, would be the best one for tracking across all exchange, like everything. Yeah, you just manually enter everything. Just don't. You can connect your wallet and it can do everything for you. But I always recommend you don't connect your wallet and just manually enter everything as you buy it and enter what exchange you bought it on. That's what I would recommend. But yeah, probably Delta. It's a black logo. The background is black and it's just a white triangle, right? So if you're wondering. Josh, do you think that XCN will see another leg up soon? Yes, I think everything is about to see another leg up soon. Jesse and James, good morning. Hope all is well. I'm still hanging in there. I'm not going anywhere. There you go. That's what I like to hear. Oh, House, what's up, man? I'm buying more silver this Saturday. Can't wait. I'm so pre-rich. Buying more silver. Let's go have a look at the silver chart. What is silver doing right now? What is silver doing today? What makes you want to be buying silver? Let's go have a look. Also, before we get into the silver, check out the Bitcoin dominance. Getting ready to test support again. Let's break down below that 57.93% level. We're sitting at 58.03 right now, guys. Bitcoin dominance getting ready to take another leg to the downside. You love to see it. Let's go check out the silver chart. We are silver. Yeah, I still have this head and shoulders pattern in play, man. Personally, you might want to wait a little bit. This looks like it may come back down and at least test this neckline at $35.87. Yeah. If you're gonna buy some silver, if it was me, if I was gonna buy some silver today or tomorrow, I would buy a little bit and I would save some dry powder to buy more because it looks like it's going to retest down here, to be honest with you, at $35.87. Strawberry Dragon, happy pump day. There you go. Ditto's in the house. First Pokemon of the day. Holy smokes. Good morning, Rob. Got some more moon. Well, nice. There you go. That's a win. That's a win. Danny. Good morning, fam. I'm feeling like a sissy bear today. Caught a cold. Yeah, I've been sick too, brother. I've been sick lately too. I can't shake this cough to save my life. Strange Sky, what's going on? Patreon member here. Can you do TA on liver pier? Liver pier? What is liver pier? Let me see if I can find that. I can't find Liverpeer. I cannot find Liverpeer anywhere. John, blessings, my friend. Shannon, what's going on? Kizza, my dude, what's happening, man? Can I have a small loan to buy more crypto? Yeah. Surf Armory, what's going on, man? Good morning and happy Wednesday, everyone. Back at off holidays, making dry powder. There you go. Gotta work that grind, man. Can you look at the crypto called ZBEC? Apparently, it's going to $1 in the near future. It's actually about $1.50. Because it's $1.50, brother. Come on, don't lowball me, man. I'm on my ZBEC. Don't lowball me, brother. Mario, it's me, Mario. Hold my hand, Danny. What's a pencil neck? You're a pencil neck. Smash the like button. Show some love. Yes, absolutely. Dave, morning, man. What's up, man? Rich, Rob, can you share your new live schedule, please? It seems to be missing the Patreon lives. You seem to be missing. I generally do the Patreon lives shortly after the afternoon live stream on YouTube now. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Callie. It's giving me your ats. I figured if I'm a sissy bear, the market will do the opposite. Exactly. Lion's Den, what's going on, buddy? Good morning, Rob. Thank you for not being a girly man. Don't be an economic girly man. No girly man's here, Chappie. I'm at the gym right now pumping my wussy tears out. There you go, exactly, right? Yes. Pain, sweat, and tears are just pain leaving the body, right? AF. Good morning, everyone. And Brother Rob, like and subscribe to appreciate another Brother Rob. Hard work, guy. Absolutely. It's not real. Oh, you got me. Yeah, you got me good. What do you think of the tokens? We looked at that already. Chris says Jesus is king. Amen to that. Yes, he is, my friend. Yes, he is. Can you do TA on these nuts? These nuts is giving out memberships, man. Penny Packer. Think we get some pith buzz with the Chainlink ETF? Maybe once oracles start to move, you'll definitely see pith enjoy a little bit of benefit there too. No clue it launched. Wow, no worries, man. TA on me. Yes, these nuts. TA on me. Rob, load up on Cheyenne pepper. It will get rid of the bug you have. Yes, maybe. Rob, I like your positive view on the world each day. Yes, absolutely, man. Hey, you know what? Every day is a blessing, man. Every day is a gift, my friends. Make no mistake about it. Don't take it for granted, and grant grace where it is required. Our thoughts create our reality. Might as well be because exactly. Do you see a correction for Crow? Eventually, but it's pumping hard again today. Hey, Rob, is Crow a layer 1 and that's why it's pumping? No, it's pumping because they just announced a partnership yesterday morning with World Liberty Financial with Trump. Agent Layer Coin is a low cap AI. Nice. Over the top, what's going on? Just saw your other video on Jasmine with all the excellent updates and what's to come. You think based on things being pushed back will give Jasmine more. It might give Jasmine more room to run. It buys it more time for sure. Thoughts on Raja Jackson wrestling incident? I mean, listen. I've been on the inside of wrestling as a retired wrestler for a long time, and I can tell you that all the time I've spent in locker rooms and stuff like that, and around professional wrestlers, there's far more to the story than everybody knows, right? I personally don't blame his son for doing what he did, because at the end of the day, to be honest with you, again, I know professional wrestlers. I am a retired professional wrestler. And I will tell you that professional wrestlers have egos bigger than anyone you've ever seen. Okay. I've been in locker rooms. I myself have almost done that to many, many wrestlers many, many times. However, I will say this, that should have been done in the locker room, not in front of an audience, right? That was the unprofessional part. I probably would have knocked the guy too, but not in front of a crowd, right? That's where he made his mistake. That wrestler probably did or said something to deserve what he got. Again, I say that because I wasn't in the room. I don't know for sure, but I can tell you from experience, spending over a decade in wrestling locker rooms as a wrestler, wrestlers are dicks. And they say and do things all the time and think that there's not going to be consequences to the things they say and do, right? They think that they live in a world where they should be respected simply because they've been in wrestling for a long time, and any action or thing that they say or do in the real world should not pay them any consequences. That's how professional wrestlers operate, right? So, I don't know. I personally feel like there's probably a lot more to that story than we see in that little 2-minute clip. And I think that wrestler probably did a lot of stuff and said a lot of stuff that got him the receipts that he received, right? That's my thoughts on that. E. Perez, M2, por favor. We have made that higher high. Have we? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the M2. Oh. All right. Let's have a look here. Let's see. Let us see. All right, so we got that. We got that. So we're close. We're close to putting in that higher high. We have broken above the downward trend line. We have to break above that level right there. We rejected off it right here. So we have not officially put in that higher high just yet. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close. Liver Pier. That sounds familiar. Liver Pier, I mean. Yeah, Liver Pier. There's, Live Pier. Live Pier, okay. Sorry, maybe I misread what you were saying. Wow, it's up 333%. Oh, that's max. Never mind. It's up 30% on the day. AI play, all-time high 4 years ago of $99. It's good tokenomics. Got listings. Seems like a pretty good play. Seems okay to me. Yeah, it seems okay, Strange Sky. Braveheart, he was out of line. The other guy, the cam with the cam was 2. House Hippo was out for a jog this morning. Yeah, I ran I ran a half mile before the live stream here too, personally. Hey Rob, good morning, buddy. What are your thoughts on W Dog? I'm not a meme guy, but looks like it could be good. W Dog. Tiny market cap, 1.2 million. It's on Solana. All-time high was 2 cents. It doesn't have very many listings. LBank, XT.com, Radium, CoinEx, and Orca. You probably get it on Coinbase Wallet. I mean, it's as good as any. I personally wouldn't go too crazy of, maybe a few $100s if I was going to put anything in, to be honest with you. Braveheart, the guy was also out of line in the back room. Get him back over. Yeah, like I said, there's way more to that story than they're letting people know. I was a wrestler for over 12 years, and I can tell you firsthand, I've almost shot I've shoot on wrestlers. A shoot is like a, you go after them in real life, right? It's not a pretend, right? So, but I many times I've almost done that to guys, not in the ring, but in the back, right? Because at the end of the day, they think there's no consequences for their things they do and say, right? They're ego-driven guys. Trust me, I'm telling you, right? Exit Flip says, also curious, do you think retirement-style staking can catch fire this run, or mostly likely? That's more of a long-term theme, yeah. More of a long-term thing, personally. Is there any way to join the Patreon live if I don't get the notifications? I have a portfolio question for you, but I'm not getting the notifications. They're every single day, usually around between 3 and 4 p.m. Central, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We also have open mic nights on Fridays and Saturday nights. So imagine the ZVCN X Trump media partnership. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. Yeah, Crow's up 38.8%. Cookie Dough, it's interesting that OKB and Crow are both exchange tokens, different reasons for pumping, but still, yep, absolutely. Don't forget BNB just hit a new all-time high like a week and a half ago as well. Did the video on Raj Jackson. He did. The dude he hit had smashed a prop can on his head in the back. Yeah, the wrestler smashed a can over his head before the show. I thought the show was on. Then Rampage's son said he's going to go after him during the show on his live. Well, he even warned him ahead of time, I guess, right? Whenever I see Sissy Bears, I laugh. What do you see Ondo doing this cycle? Ondo's going to do fantastic. Minimum $10, probably. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Both dudes were on a line. I agree with you. He did something, but Raj did. Yeah, he should have done that in the backstage in the area if he had an issue, right? But to top that off, you also have to take into consideration. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say, Raj is also a professional fighter, but professional wrestlers, a lot of them are trained, right? So it's not like he couldn't defend himself. I think that what happened was the wrestler guy was warned that he was going to get what he got. And he thought that because he's a wrestler, there was not going to be any consequences for the things that he does and says. And he was wrong, right? Could you put Bitcoin up to the M2 supply? Thanks, Rob. What do you think of Casper? I like Casper. I like Casper Labs. Danny, the guy with the cam, apologized several times, actually. Would you say it's safe to say that you are probably leaning towards the top at Q1 2026? No, I would not say that. Thank you, Strange Sky. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, we're 42 minutes in and we haven't touched the news. Let's get into the news a little bit, see what's going on in the world of crypto today. Now, before we do, quick shout out, as always, to the channel sponsors. Decent biometric wallet, not your keys, not your coins, guys. Use our link in the description. Get yourself a 2-for-1 deal on the biometric wallet today. You can stake on there, gain your APY, swap, and even take profits on your Decent wallets. All right. Let's get into the morning markets updates here over on Squawk Box. We're moving towards stagflation situation across the nation.
They're watching developments at the Fed closely, but they're also waiting for the Fed's preferred measure of inflation, the PCE report, due on Friday. Here to talk about rates and the Fed is Kamal Srikumar, president of Srikumar Global Strategies. Sri, thank you very much for being here.
Good to be here, Leslie.
So we were just talking earlier in the hour about kind of the relatively muted response in the markets relative to just the historical notion of what we're seeing play out at the Fed. Maybe a little bit higher term premium on the long end of the yield curve, but otherwise, limited market reaction. Do you think that changes as the question over whether the president can fire Lisa Cook works its way through the court system? And at what point do you think the markets ultimately react, if at all, to this?
The market reaction so far, Leslie, has been affected by two factors. First of all, The corporate earnings numbers have been good, and that has kept up the equity market. And secondly, the markets are looking for lower short-term rates, the federal funds rate to go down, thinking that that is going to be positive for risk assets. What is going to change with time, and it typically happens suddenly. In other words, the bond yields shoot up when they shoot up. And when they do, I wouldn't be surprised to see a single week with the 10-year yield up 25 basis points or higher. Why? Because the yield curve is going to steepen. As the 2-year yield goes down, the 10-year and 30-year yield eventually will go up. Is there a historical precedent? Look at September to December of 2024. 1 percentage points cumulative decline in the federal funds rate from September 18th through the end of the year, and the 10-year yield increased by 90 basis points during the same time period. It's going to be even worse today. So if the presidential firing of Lisa Cook does not survive, if that is not allowed by the Supreme Court, the markets will take over and they will make sure that this whole situation fails.
Oh, sorry, I just want to follow up on that.
This whole situation fails. What do you mean by that?
Fails meaning, Andrew, that you have the long-term yield go up, therefore the debt servicing cost increases rather than go down as the president wants. If you want to get a mortgage to buy a home, your mortgage rate is going to be much higher. And so the economy suffers. The question is, how does the economy suffer? Through the courts or through the market? And I'm saying, and I've been saying for quite a while, this tells me that we are moving toward a stagflation, a situation when you have a recession, at the same time inflation picking up significantly. And recall that the last time it happened was 50 years ago during the Richard Nixon presidency, not since. It is a rare event, but we have all of the various factors which say to me that we are proceeding toward it. What can prevent it? Change the policy, immediately go back and allowing the Fed to be independent, but we don't see any prospect of that happening.
Can you explain, just for viewers who are waking up as well, because there's this conventional notion that if you decrease the Fed funds rates, the market rates will follow. But in this scenario, there's obviously a clear gap and the potential for that to even widen in the future. Can you explain to our viewers why that is relative to just confidence over the Fed's willingness and appetite to fight inflation, the credibility element of it?
Great question, Leslie. This is how it happens. If the markets believe that a reduction in the federal funds rate is justified by inflation expectations, consumer sentiment, then the long yield also follows the short yield, and the yield curve either flattens or it remains the same. But if the markets believe, that is to say, eventually if the investors believe that high inflation expectations do not justify the Fed going easy on policy, the markets take over. And that is what happened when Jerome Powell made that serious mistake in September of last year of cutting the interest rate by 50 basis points. The markets did not think that was necessary. I thought it was politically motivated. It was 7 weeks before the elections. There was already no love lost between Trump and Powell. And he clearly has had his interest in cutting the rate by 50 basis points. There was no economic reasoning. The market said you should not have cut rates, therefore the 10-year yield is going to go up. That's when you have a distinction between the short and the long if the inflation expectations don't justify your cutting.
So Sri, what could be the trigger for suddenly longer rates going up? Could it be something develops on the Lisa Cook issue? Could it be, in fact, in September, based on the speech last week, that we do see a 25 basis point cut in September? Would either of those things be the trigger to see long yields gap up?
There are 2 or 3 events which could trigger it, Wilfred. Starting first, if Lisa Cook is in fact fired, if that is allowed and she leaves, and the president puts in another person who follows his dictate to cut interest rates, that could do it, because you're going to have 3 or 4 dissents from Jerome Powell. The last time we had 3 dissents or more was 1987. So this is a very, very rare event. Even to have 2 descents was 1993 that it happened last. So that is one way in which it happens. Second, Friday, we are expecting the PCE inflation year on year to go up from 2.8 to 2.9%. Suppose the markets were too optimistic, it comes out at 3.1%. Then again, the yields shoot up. And if in the aftermath of that, the Fed still cuts, you're going to have the long yield continuing to go up and stay higher. And the third one, if the president actually stacks up the Fed with his nominees, and there are indications that some of the regional bank presidents can also be changed, then the independence of the Fed has completely come to an end. It doesn't matter because the president can nominate you or take you off as he sees fit. That again can cause it. When we are now approaching the beginning of September, I would say any time between September and the end of the year is when it happens. That's my timing.
I agree with what he says. However, I don't think we're going to see that stagflation kind of effect until around the early beginning of 2027 is where I'm projecting that to kind of take place. Kennyman, why is there always a shop selling luggage at the airport? Who's going on vacation saying, I'll pack when I get to the airport? No kidding, eh? No kidding, brother. Absolutely. ETF inflows boost crypto market as Bitcoin and Ethereum surge. After a brief period of uncertainty, the crypto market bounced back 1.5% over the last 24 hours. The resurgence has been largely driven by strong institutional demand reflected in significant inflows into Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Bitcoin saw a modest rise of 0.37%, pushing its price to 110,700. It's actually at 111,800 now. And Ethereum ETFs received 543 million in net inflows, 88 million for Bitcoin and 455 million for Ethereum, signaling renewed confidence in institutional investors. The bullish sentiment wasn't limited to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Major altcoins posted gains between 1% to 3%, benefiting from the overall market up. Hang on. This cough is persistent, man. Benefiting from the overall market uplift. As institutional money continues to pour into ETFs, smaller cap assets are also enjoying increased attention. The Fear and Greed Index now sits at 51, indicating a neutral sentiment. After days of uncertainty, the total crypto market cap has reached 4.09 trillion, showing a healthy recovery. However, liquidations remain high at 267 million, reminding traders of the market's ongoing volatility. It's not a good time to be leveraged trading, guys. Institutional interest, particularly through ETFs, is a strong indicator of long-term growth potential in the crypto space. The surge in Ethereum ETF inflows may hint at a shift in focus from Bitcoin to Ethereum, at least temporarily, as the altcoins start to move. Exactly, guys. Exactly. I agree. 100%. 100%. We got this little clippy clip here. Check this out. Little article. USDC minted a massive 250 million sparks market interest. A lot of liquidity getting ready to pour into the space, my friends. The cryptocurrency world is buzzing with activity, and a recent report from Whale Alert has caught everyone's attention. A staggering 250 million USDC was minted at the USDC Treasury. This significant stablecoin event signals potential shifts in market dynamics and liquidity, making it a crucial development for traders and investors alike. What does such a massive injection of digital dollars mean for the broader crypto ecosystem? When we talked about USDC minted, we are referring to the creation of new USD coin, A prominent stablecoin pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar, Circle, the issuer of USDC, mints new tokens to meet demand. So basically, guys, to sum it up, when you move fiat money into the crypto space, they mint or create stable coins, right, to represent the fiat that you've put into crypto. Obviously, we all know that, but some of us don't know that, right? And then when you sell your stable coin, Circle USDC, back into fiat, they destroy those minted USDC that you sold for fiat, right? So that there's always a 1-to-1 balance, just to make you understand. The recent minting of 250 million USDC is a substantial amount. It reflects a considerable increase in demand for stablecoin liquidity, often indicating that large players or institutions are preparing to engage with the crypto market. Thrusters, full power. Such events are closely watched as they can precede significant market movements. The primary reason for new USDC minting is typically increased demand. When more users want to buy or hold USDC, Circle responds by issuing new tokens, as I already explained to you guys. The recent USDC minted amount suggests a robust demand, potentially pointing to a growing confidence or strategic positioning within the digital asset landscape. It's a clear indicator of liquidity needs across various platforms. Why would you buy Circle stablecoin? Because you're going to buy crypto, right? Period. A fresh supply of $250 million in USDC entering the market can have several immediate implications. Firstly, it enhances liquidity across exchanges and DeFi protocols. More liquidity generally means smoother trading, reduced slippage, and more efficient markets. This can be particularly beneficial during periods of high volatility. Moreover, the availability of more USDC can facilitate larger transactions and potentially encourage more capital to flow into other cryptocurrencies. Investors often use stablecoins as a gateway, holding them before deploying funds into Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other altcoins. Therefore, the significance of USDC minted event could be a precursor to increased buying pressure for other assets. The interpretation of such a large USDC mint can vary. Many analysts view increased stablecoin supply as bullish indicators. It suggests that capital is moving into the crypto ecosystem rather than out of it. The fresh capital provides dry powder and can eventually be deployed into riskier assets, potentially driving prices up. However, it is also important to consider other perspectives. Sometimes large stablecoin mints can be used for arbitrage opportunities or to simply park funds during uncertain times. While less common for such a substantial amount, some might view this as a preparation for selling pressure, where investors convert volatile assets into stablecoins to exit positions. Nevertheless, the prevailing sentiment often leans towards being a positive sign for the crypto market activity. No, I wouldn't be buying Crow right now. No, that's definitely not a good idea. Monitoring stablecoin flows, especially significant minting events like 250 million, is a crucial practice for anyone involved in cryptocurrency. Keep an eye on exchange in and out flows, trading volumes, and price action. These indicators can help you gauge the market sentiment and potential direction. Understanding the underlying demand for stablecoins provides valuable insights into the health and future trajectory of the digital asset market. The minting of 250 million USDC by Treasury is more than just a number, it's a dynamic signal. It highlights the growing demand for stablecoin liquidity, potentially fueling further growth and activity across the crypto landscape. By understanding these movements, you empower yourself to navigate the exciting, ever-evolving world of digital assets. Chappie, serious request. Thoughts on Subquery Network, SQT, $2 million market cap decentralized protocol that provides data indexing, SQT. Let me have a looky-loo. $2.5 million market cap. Tokenomics are not bad. Deep in decentralized finance. Innovating Web3 infrastructure tool to empower builders decentralized without compromise. Infrastructure network for everything. Data, RPC, and AI agents. Fully decentralized product. All-time high was last year, 8 cents. It's got a long way to climb to get back to 8 cents. I like it. It's got a crypto.com listing. And Bybit, MEXC, Gate.io. Probably get it on Coinbase wallet. It's on Ethereum. Yeah, it seems like a pretty decent project. It launched last year. Yeah, I think it's going to have a good bull run, Chappie. I think it's going to have a good bull run. Liquidity, what's going on? Hope you're doing amazing. A lot of people flipping bearish, so I'm hoping to get. Yeah, hey, I feel you, man. Toby, good morning, man. Hit the like button, everyone. On your house hippos, we'll swap your crypto into Spell token. Exactly. 245 people watching, 110 likes. Let's get those likes up, my friends. You can do it. Put your back into it. Just like Ice Cube likes to say. All right, we got one more clip to get into here. More morning market stuff to talk about. Check it out. Howard Lutnick on firing of Fed Governor Cook. Let's talk about it.
Mr. Secretary, I do need to pivot to a different question around Lisa Cook, governor at the Fed, who has been fired by the president for cause. She says she's not going and that he doesn't have the authority to do such a thing. You're obviously in the administration, close to the president, also understand how the wheels of just the machinery of the government work. Who pays her paycheck, for example? Is that something that has to come directly from the Fed? Is that something that Chair Powell will have to turn off, if you will? Does she have a pass to get into the building as somebody turns on or turns off? And who does that?
So, yeah, I don't know the details of who has her paycheck or not. But the issue is a federal government, a governor of the Federal Reserve, literally signs her name and commits mortgage fraud, right? It's alleged that she's committed mortgage fraud, and she says, I'm not going anywhere. Well, the crook always says, I'm not going anywhere. And why would anybody defend that? The real question should be, did she commit mortgage fraud, yes or no? And if you did commit mortgage fraud, please get out of the federal government, get out of the seat of the governor of the Federal Reserve, and go away. You don't deserve to be there if you've committed mortgage fraud. Right? It's black and white. If you've committed mortgage fraud, you should be a governor of the Federal Reserve.
This is a domino effect. One of the reasons I'm asking you this question about who needs to turn off her badge or turn off her paycheck is if the answer is that ultimately Chair Powell is the one responsible for that and he chooses not to, then the secondary question becomes, does the president try to fire him for cause?
Well, these are all what-if scenarios. The answer is the Department of Justice will go take this on and deal with this. But the fact is, if this woman committed mortgage fraud, she should be respectful to the United States of America, to the Federal Reserve, where she says she cared about them, and she should go off into the sunset and hope to God the police don't follow her, right? Mortgage fraud is a serious crime. We can't have mortgage fraud in America, and you surely can't have it for your leaders. I mean, imagine anyone in the cabinet who did this. You guys would be calling for their head. This woman should go away yesterday if she's committed the mortgage fraud, and those signatures sure as heck look like hers.
Obviously, it remains a big if at this stage. Howard, a broad question. So much of the last 6-9 months since you've been in your position and the president's return to office has seen a question of the establishment gets too worried about things, You announce policies as an initial reaction, and then everything calms down. When you look, and you know markets better than any of us, you look at the reaction in the dollar today and the U.S. bond market, or the non-reaction essentially, at the prospect of greater influence from the government towards the shape of the Fed. Is this an example of that?
Well, I think the market has learned that the Trump administration is doing an excellent job for the United States of America economy, right? Stock market is at their highs virtually every day. Bond market is steady, and it should be lower. We all agree interest rates are lower. I mean, if the Federal Reserve actually cared about the United States of America, they'd understand that they could cut interest rates, cost the United States of America taxpayer less money. Remember, each 1% of the interest rate cut is worth $360 billion a year to the American taxpayers over time. If we can have lower interest rates, the Federal Reserve is supposed to deliver us lower interest rates for the good of the American people and the good of American economy. So the economy is doing well. We're running at a 3% growth rate. Everybody had, hair on fire running around. But what's happened? Tariff revenues probably running at $50 billion a month. GDP growth at 3%, stock markets at highs, steady bond markets. It sounds like the Trump administration in complete control and doing the right thing for America, one step after another, doing the right thing for America.
Here's the thing about Cook, guys, okay? And I said that exactly what he just said. I said that yesterday, okay? The bottom line is this. She's not an average person like you and I. She's in a trusted government position. She is a governor at the Federal Reserve. She is to be trusted with the decisions of the monetary policies of your country, right? She's in a position of authority, and if she's committing mortgage fraud, that is unacceptable behavior. There is a higher standard, a higher bar set for people in those positions, not a lower one, okay? First of all. Secondly, so do I think they should go after somebody, your average person like you or I? Obviously not, right? It's not that big of a deal. Someone in a position of authority like her, yes, the bar is higher. The expectation on your behavior and conduct and ethical behavior is higher, not lower, first of all. Secondly, okay, if Trump did something like that in his past, they would be screaming for an impeachment right now. So don't even give me that. Don't even give me that, right? Can you give us your thoughts on H-bar beyond the butt? Beyond the butt that you like it? I don't know what you want me to tell you about H-bar. I mean, my thoughts on it, besides the fact that I like it, they've continued to form massive partnerships through this entire bear market and stuff like that. And they continue to grow, right? They continue to produce, they continue to grow, they continue to add more partnerships, more collaborations, like Algorand. They have multiple partnerships with Algorand, ISO 20022 compliance. The list goes on, truly. But anyway, guys, I got some stuff I got to do. I will be back at 1 o'clock p.m. in about 2 hours for the afternoon live stream. Make sure you guys are here for that. Join us over on the Patreon. I will be dropping a video over there in a few minutes as well, so check that out. We got some coaching calls to get to this afternoon, some swing trades, some microcap gems, and so much more. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.